Thanks for watching this edition of the Fox 7 Austin Crime Watch digital exclusive. I'm Dave Freilich, and we're taking a look at some of the crime stories that have recently made headlines in our area. We have new details on an assault that happened over the summer. The Austin Police Department recently issued 2 arrest warrants for the incident at Barton Springs that left one person with a fractured jaw and punctured ear canal. Here's more from Fox 7 Austin's Brianna Carroll.
Joshua McKeith Bell and Matthew Robert Villanueva are being charged with second-degree felony aggravated assault. Investigators say a verbal altercation between the men and a second group consisting of a woman and a transgender female escalated when the suspects pushed one woman to the ground and knocked a third person unconscious, a man who had tried to step in between them. Allegedly, the incident was the result of transphobic comments made by the suspects.
Whenever we see these kinds of attacks, it's just really alarming and upsetting. Do better. You know, the trans community is not harming you, and we deserve to exist in peace and together.
In the affidavit, one suspect claims that the group of women was, quote, ready to fight, but investigators say cell phone footage gathered from the scene does not support this. The case is currently under investigation as a possible hate crime by the Austin Police Department's Hate Crime Review Committee. A hate crime enhancement could bring the second-degree felony aggravated assault up to a first-degree charge. With the step-up comes the potential for a more severe punishment. For the charges to rise to the level of a hate crime, prosecutors would have to prove that the motive for the crime was related to a protected characteristic, such as race, gender, nationality, or sexuality.
That you have to show that the defendants intentionally committed these acts based on this bias or prejudice, and they've got to prove that beyond a reasonable doubt.
Well, the man police say shot an Austin police officer and shot and killed a woman in Zilker Park is now facing an additional felony charge. Fox 7 Austin Crime Watch reporter Meredith Alda spoke to the woman's sister.
At the top of your screen are 2 people walking towards an Austin police officer. Kay Smith, known as Casey, is in front of Brandon Thompson. Thompson shot Smith in the back of the head and also shot and injured an Austin police officer. Smith's sister, Brianna Brown, finding out what happened shortly after.
I wanted to rewind time. Like, I did not just hear what I heard. That's not real.
Brown says she drove from Lubbock to Austin for what felt like forever to get to the hospital.
But then we saw her. She looked so broken. And then it hit me, it was real, and at that moment I got angry.
Brown says she was angry at Thompson. Thompson was Smith's boyfriend. They had been together on and off for about 3 years. They were living in a tent in Zilker Park. Brown didn't know him. She says, frankly, she didn't know much about Smith's life recently either.
Unfortunately, in life, we wound up going down separate paths when we grew up. We weren't as close, and life choices caused us to drift further and further apart. I wish I had dug into her life more. I wish I had pried more. I wish I had been as nosy to her as she was to me. She wanted to know everything that happened in my life, and because she knew I didn't approve of the men she was with or the people that she hung around, she stopped telling me about them.
That includes Thompson. He had a criminal history, many charges either not filed or a plea deal was given. Now, after this shooting, Thompson was charged with attempted capital murder of a peace officer and burglary of a residence. And a week later, he was charged with the murder of Smith. Fox 7 unknowingly breaking the news to Smith's sister.
Now that he has been charged with murder, what's your reaction?
That he has been charged with murder. I hadn't heard that yet. Thank God. We were really scared that they were going to try to make it manslaughter, accidental, or some stupid crap and let him out early again. No, he should never be out. He had a criminal record that showed he should have been left in the last time. Maybe if they'd kept him in, my sister would still be alive.
Now, Brown reminisces on the fond memories with her sister.
She was goofy, didn't care what other people thought of her. She was very free-spirited, adventurous. We did everything together. Everything together. I mean, she was my shadow. I wish I hadn't taken for granted so many of those small moments.
Meredith Aldis, Fox 7 Austin News.
What appears to be a culture of fighting has been caught on camera at a high school in Pflugerville. Punishments for both students were handed out months ago, but one family has filed an appeal to try to expunge their son's punishment. Fox 7 Austin's Alec Nolan has more.
He can't get away. Everybody's videoing, everybody's laughing and cheering, and including the other student. I don't know if you noticed the smile on his face the entire time.
For months, Katie Cabaz has replayed this chilling video in her mind. Her son, a freshman at Weiss High School at the time, is on the left. You can see him getting punched in the face by another student.
He was doing the thing that would be safest. Like, let me restrain him. Let me get myself in a position where I'm not going to continue to get punched. The school viewed that as him engaging in combat.
Throughout the video, Cabaz's son tries to wrestle the other student to the ground, never throwing a punch in return. But the school gave equal punishments to both boys, 30 days in disciplinary school for mutual combat.
He just said, what am I supposed to do? This had been going on for so long.
Cabaz says the problem started months before in the school's locker room.
It's a program-wide culture of bullying, picking on freshmen.
Last season, her son had just started his first year on the JV baseball team. Right away, one of his locker mates, the same student who punched him, allegedly started making death threats. And it wasn't long before equipment, including a $400 bat, went missing.
A brand new bat that was his Christmas gift that in February went missing. And he called me from the team bus on their way to a tournament one morning in tears.
The bat was eventually found after Cabaz sent complaints to coaches, but feared her son had become a target.
Once this happened and he was labeled a snitch, then he was fair game. Everybody could pick on him.
Cabaz says the baseball program has had its share of turnover since the school opened in 2017.
The one constant has been the assistant coach, who is the one that's in the other video that you have. And he has, over the time there, just developed this culture of we don't snitch, we handle our disagreements with physicality.
She says multiple videos show players fighting with the assistant coach allegedly looking on without interference. We reached out to the district for comment. They said in a statement, quote, "We are aware of the incident and it is currently going through our grievance process, so we are unable to comment on it at this time. But our administration and board are aware of it and we are working through the process." But Cabaz believes the district failed to hear her son.
Go to your coach, report it. Go to a teacher, go to your principal, report it, report it, report it. And every time the adults failed him.
A historic bar located between New Braunfels and San Marcos is asking for help after the owners caught someone trying to light the business on fire. Here's more from Fox 7 Austin's Marco Bittnell.
He throws it at the wall and you see the wall light up and then he runs off.
A daring attempt to burn down a business caught on camera. It was around 4:30 Saturday morning at Riley's Tavern when a suspect can be seen pouring fluid on the front porch and wall before lighting an object and throwing it at the front.
Luckily, it just burned for, 30, 40 seconds and went out.
Joel Hoffman has been the owner of Riley's Tavern for the past 2 decades and says that thankfully the fire didn't fully catch. Burns could be seen covering part of the front walls and windows, and on Monday, crews working to restore what they could, but traces of the damage still left behind.
You can see it scorched this area here on the concrete so bad that the concrete's can't coming off. It got so hot here. This must be where the fire lit.
Although the bar was empty when the fire started, the rest of the property wasn't, with 2 full guest houses right next to the tavern.
We have 2 Airbnb houses on site here, and both of them had families sleeping in them Friday night. And this could have been catastrophic.
Riley's has been a part of the Hunter community for almost a century and was the first bar in the state to get a beer license when Prohibition ended in 1933. Since then, it's held its doors open for customers and musicians across Central Texas and has some wondering why it could be seen as a target.
It's a family thing here. Everyone looks out for each other, and I can't imagine anyone wanting to harm this place.
Now Hoffman is looking for any help he can find in catching the suspect, sharing this picture of a white car, which was parked across the street when the fire was lit.
We want to get this settled as quickly as possible. We don't want whoever tried to do this to be still out on the street.
The investigation now falls under the Comal County Sheriff's Office. So far, no arrests have been made, and a suspect has not been identified, but Hoffman hopes that a change will happen soon.
This is our livelihood, and if it were to be destroyed, I don't know what would become of all of us.
Lee County Sheriff is accused of drinking and driving. A state trooper recently pulled the sheriff over, arrested him, and booked him into his own county jail. Fox 7 Austin's Meredith Aldis has more from Giddings.
It's the talk of the town of Lee County, the sheriff being arrested.
Being in a small town, it does spread very quickly, and the narrative behind it can change because of people's opinions and whatnot.
On Sunday at around 2:30 in the morning, Texas DPS arrested Lee County Sheriff Garrett Dernberger. Law enforcement say a man found Dernberger asleep behind the wheel with his blinker on 290. The man was able to wake him up after about 30 seconds. Dernberger apparently didn't acknowledge him, pointed to a package inside his vehicle, then moved his car to the shoulder, going a little further than necessary. The man told law enforcement Dernberger then drove off. Giddings police then pulled Dernberger over on South Madison Street. Texas DPS arrived to help. The trooper says he could smell alcohol in his breath and he was unsteady on his feet, having to lean on the police car. When asked how many drinks he had, Dernberger responded, 4 beers. Court records reveal the 38-year-old refused to do the walk and turn and one-leg stand test and refused to provide a breath or blood sample. A warrant for his blood was obtained and Dernberger was taken to the hospital to take his blood. Dernberger was then taken to the Lee County Jail, charged with DWI, was released about 80 minutes later without a bond.
Whenever I see somebody that is the embodiment of law enforcement break his own standard, it reminds me of the mercy that Christ had for every single one of us. And it helps me to go, because Christ can forgive me whenever I break his laws, I can look to the sheriff and say, hey man, we shouldn't be doing that, but I'm here to forgive you and I'm helping you walk alongside that.
The sheriff's office says in a statement, they remain fully operational and will provide professional law enforcement protection and services to our citizens and guests.
I would hope that the department would treat him basically no different than anyone else would be treated.
Meredith Aldis, Fox 7 Austin News.
The cement truck driver accused of killing 2 people in a crash with a Hayes CISD school bus has been sentenced to 18 years in prison. Here's more from Fox 7 Austin's Angela Shin.
In March of 2024, a Hayes CISD bus was coming back from a field trip on State Highway 21. 44 students and 11 adults were on board. According to crash reports, Jerry Hernandez, a cement truck driver, crossed the center line into oncoming traffic, causing the bus to roll over, killing 5-year-old Ulises Montoya. Hernandez also hit a car behind the bus, killing 33-year-old Ryan Wallace.
Not many people know Ryan. We will try to honor him by making changes in the laws. 18 years for taking 2 lives is not enough. Ryan was a brilliant mind.
Hernandez was charged with 2 counts of manslaughter and 2 counts of criminally negligent homicide. Court documents show Hernandez admitted to using marijuana the night before the crash, cocaine the morning of, and only slept 3 hours. His employer, FJM Concrete, is accused of not checking his background before they hired him. Court records show he pleaded guilty to 2 counts of manslaughter in June.
I don't think it's enough. I think we're all serving life sentences for his choices. Our kids and our families are impacted forever.
Police say they're seeing a rising number of incidents in which a thief takes credit cards out of gym lockers, then uses them to buy thousands of dollars worth of stuff. Fox 7 Austin's Meredith Aldis has that story.
It's a trending crime in Austin, people stealing things from gym lockers. Nate says it happened to him at Lifetime.
I have like a money clip, and I usually just put it right in the locker and like it's sitting right out in the front.
When he finished working out,
I got a notification from my American Express that somebody just tried to make a purchase for roughly $5,500 at the North Best Buy in Austin. And I looked into my wallet and I was like, my Amex and my Discover card are missing. My cash is missing. So then about No joke, probably about 2 hours later, I get another notification from my Discover saying they were trying to purchase jewelry at a jewelry store over in the San Marcos jewelry outlets.
Nate said he called the jewelry store and let them know someone was using his card.
I got a call, say, hi, who is this? Is this King's Jeweler? We did, that was my card. I don't know who's purchased the stuff from you guys on that thing.
The owner says someone had just come in and bought a $3,500 chain.
This is happening again and again. People come with a stolen card or somebody else's card.
And he says it's cost him.
Even if the good customer comes in, we are scared, like, okay, should we give it to him or no?
How much money do you think you've lost because of stolen cards?
Total cards? Almost $30,000 to $40,000.
Nate says he doesn't bring anything valuable into the gym with him anymore. And for those doing this sort of thing, his message:
Find a better day job. It's so unnecessary to be stealing from people that, are harmless and innocent, and, go find something better to do.
Meredith Aldis, Fox 7 Austin, Crime Watch.
Investigators believe one man is responsible for 2 recent church burglaries. Fox 7 Austin's Rudy Koski has more on that story.
Trinity Anglican Church in Jonestown was the first to be hit. Security camera video shows a man entering through a side door. He goes directly to a supply room where he kicks in that door.
They've been here or somebody told them the layout.
Dorothy Moldovan, who manages finances for Trinity, has been calculating the loss from the Monday morning break-in. The burglar, seen in this security video, has a safe as he walks across the sanctuary. The money in the safe was collected during the Sunday service.
Well, that money was going to go into the operating fund for the church. That's what we operate on, is whatever donations we get.
Can you make by with it gone now?
We're going to have to. We'll have to. Other people will step up and help us also.
Jonestown police are investigating the break-in. Officer Sean Morrow was back Thursday to look at more security camera video, which includes a small red SUV that the burglar drove off in.
We've got good descriptors of the suspect. We've got good time frame. We've got a good descriptor of the vehicle, mannerisms, things like that. So I think we've got a pretty good case building so far.
Tuesday morning, there was a break-in at Christ Our Savior Lutheran Church. It's located just a few miles down FM 1431 west of Lago Vista. Security camera video there shows a man who looks similar to the Trinity Church burglar. The vehicle that was used also looks the same. A window was used to gain entry, according to church elder Mike Warrior.
The alarm went off and Travis County responded in about 15 minutes. Obviously, these people knew how long they had because they were here and gone by then.
A door was damaged, but as of Thursday afternoon, a full assessment had not been completed. Investigators with Travis County are teaming up with police in Jonestown and Lago Vista in an effort to make an arrest. It's recommended that congregations in the area do security and safety checks.
It would be ideal to go around periodically, maybe monthly or quarterly, and check all the doors and make sure they do lock, make sure alarm systems are working, cameras are pointed in the right direction, things like that to help out if something like this does happen.
Members of both churches tell Fox 7 they have programs to help people in need. Sadly, the motivation for the break-ins? Maybe greed and not desperation.
If this person would have asked for help, we would have reached out and helped or found him some resources. So we can only assume that this was just a pure theft, and that speaks to itself.
And that's what surprises me, because it was so evil. It's just evil is all I can say.
In Jonestown, Rudy Koski, Fox 7 Austin News.
3 teenagers have been arrested in connection to a shooting in Kyle. 2 minors and an 18-year-old are in custody for the shooting that injured 1 minor. Kyle police say it was a planned meetup on July 29th at Hometown Parkway near Old Stagecoach Road. Diego Alejandro Terrina of Buda and 2 others are facing charges of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, deadly conduct, and engaging in organized criminal activity. Detectives are actively investigating. If you have any information, you're asked to please call Hays County Crime Stoppers. And the San Marcos Police Department is looking for a man who stole more than $40,000 worth of jewelry from a store near the outlets. Fox 7 Austin's Meredith Aldis has more.
Chains, pendants, diamonds, and cameras at King's Jeweler in San Marcos. They captured this. At the top of your screen, an employee is showing the customer on the left some pieces of jewelry.
And he saw the pad that was the most heaviest, and he told like, can I see that? I like that chain, show me that chain.
The heavier the jewelry, the more expensive.
My employee, he showed the chain, and he was just like, oh, show me that, show me this. And so he can distract that, my sales rep.
Not a minute later,
He just took it and ran off. My employee still ran behind him.
a car was waiting for the thief outside. The employee was hanging on to the car until
They showed him the gun.
the employee letting go. The man taking $41,000 of jewelry with him.
We have to take that loss, and there is no way to recover that loss.
The San Marcos Police Department has figured out who that person is in the video. A warrant has been issued for 34-year-old Asmani Iglesias Miranda. The owner of the jewelry shop is confident police will find him.
To catch the thief is very important so that other people knows that this can happen to you. Don't try to do this thing again.
And his message for others who do this sort of thing?
Work hard and make that money rather than stealing it. You will get in trouble later on.
Meredith Aldis, Fox 7 Austin News.
A Texas DPS trooper who died in the line of duty was recently honored. DPS trooper Jerry Wayne Adamic Jr. was known as both a soldier and police officer, someone who always put others first. Here's more from Fox 7 Austin's Jenna King.
He was truly a hero. And I tell you, he lost his life running, rushing to answer the call.
That's how friends describe 44-year-old trooper Jerry Wayne Adamic Jr., who gave his life in service. Hundreds gathering in Huntsville to say their final goodbyes Tuesday.
Thank you, Jay, for showing us so much love. Thank you for all the laughter. Thank you for all the memories. Thank you for taking care of our mama.
On September 15th, Adamic was responding to a call in San Jacinto County just after 9 o'clock when his vehicle left the road, struck a tree, and caught fire. Adamic served in the Army for 2 decades, including several tours overseas in Iraq and Afghanistan before joining DPS.
He's a man who gave his life to serve this nation, to serve all of us, to serve this state, to serve his family. He lived many ways to serve.
But he was much more than a soldier and DPS trooper. He leaves behind his wife and 5 children and 3 grandchildren. His middle daughter repping her dad's favorite team, the Cowboys.
He was always willing to stand up for what he believed in and wasn't shy to express his feelings. What I miss the most, as I'm sure most of you are also going to, is his goofy side. He had an incredible talent to make you laugh in an instant.
His family says being a trooper was his dream. He was also the recipient of the Veterans National Defense Award.
He checked the boxes on the big dreams. But sadly, he never had enough time to enjoy them.
Stories, tears, and laughter, capturing the man behind the uniform, a legacy his loved ones promised to carry for years to come.
With the troopers in office as well as the deputies.
Backlog of testing forensic evidence in Texas is now shrinking. It's been a big problem for the past several years, especially with cases involving sexual assault. Here's more on that story from Fox 7 Austin's Meredith Aldis.
Crime lab techs with DPS have spent the past year working to clear a backlog of drug testing cases. It's been a hot political issue for about a decade. Wednesday, officials at DPS provided an update on the effort to break up the backlog.
We have made a ton of progress this year with a lot of our backlogs.
The lab is responsible for testing firearms, drugs, fingerprints, and sexual assault kits.
Non-porous items like this monster can, we got other 6 samples of, paper items.
The work is submitted from different state and local agencies, including Austin Police.
I like identifying unknowns.
In 2016, an audit found that the APD lab was using expired materials and flawed science while processing DNA, possibly botching thousands of cases. The APD lab was closed, adding pressure on the state lab, which initially was addressed by hiring private labs to help. Since, the Texas DPS lab has processed more than 115,000 requests for forensic testing just in the past year. And since March of 2022, a backlog of almost 1,500 sexual assault kits never were reviewed have now been tested. Meredith Aldis, Fox 7 Austin News.
Well, thanks for watching the Fox 7 Austin Crime Watch digital exclusive. Our Crime Watch stories run each Monday on Fox 7 Austin News at 9. For more on the stories highlighted in this episode, you can head to our website, fox7austin.com. And don't forget to subscribe to the Fox 7 Austin YouTube channel. You can also stream our content on your mobile and connected TV devices with our Fox local apps, which are free to download.